Hello students. So in the chapter that is light, shadow and reflection, till now we have studied about light. What is light? And translucent, transparent and that of the opaque object. Okay. So opaque object is what? Which do not allow light to pass through it. Translucent, which allow a few amount of a light to pass through it. While that of the transparent, which allows all the light to pass through it. Okay, so we have studied about these their properties as well as the difference between these three. Later on we study about that of the shadow and how shadow is formed. So you know student that when a beam of a light comes to that of the opaque object, a dark area or a shade is formed just opposite to that of the object that we call as a shadow. Okay, so now why we are saying that shadow is formed only with that of the opaque object? Because you see, shadow is only formed when the light gets stopped by some of the object, by any of the object. Okay, so if the path of the light get hindered or get stopped by an object, then a shade is formed that is called a shadow. So we know that opaque object is what student? It do not allow light to pass through it. Okay. So as it do not allow light to pass through it, it means it stops the light to pass through it. And due to which a dark shadow will be formed by that of the opaque object. What happens in case of a translucent object? In case of a translucent object, since the translucent object, it allows a few amount of a light to pass through it, it means it will stop the few amount of a light only, and thus shadow will be formed, but that shadow will be not as dark as made by that of the opaque object. Okay, so we can say a faint shadow or an unclear shadow will be, for a light shadow is formed by that of the translucent object. In case of a transparent object, since it allows all the light to pass through it, it means it do not stop any of the light to pass through it. And thus there is no formation of a shadow by the transparent object. So by this we came to know that the opaque object is the ideal for the formation of a dark shadow. We also studied about the characteristics of the shadow students. So shadow which is formed of any of the object is real, erect, and the structure, the shadow which is formed, it shows only the outline of the object. As well as if you see the color of the shadow, it never determines the different color of the object, but it will remains black in color. It doesn't matter that what you wear, what kind of a dress you are having or what kind of dress you wore, but it only shows, it always there in the color of a black. So these are the characteristics. When we talk about the sources of the shadow, so you see that what are the things which is necessary for the formation of the shadow. So the first thing is the source of light. You have seen that no shadow is formed in the dark area or at night. So light is very important for the formation of the shadow, right? Second one is an object. Opaque object will form a very good shadow. So we can say the second source of the shadow is that of the opaque object. And the third is very important, that is the screen. Where the shadow will be formed, there must be some screen on which the shadow will be formed. So three things is there in the shadow. The first thing is the source of the light. The second thing is the opaque object on which the beam of a light will form. And the third is the screen where the shadow will be formed. Okay, where the shadow of that opaque object will be formed. So these are the three important sources. Now today we will start with the new topic, and that is reflection of the light. Before we go further and understand the reflection of the light, student, we have studied two things, and that is the luminous and non-luminous objects. Right? Luminous object is that object which emits its own light, right? Like that of the sun or star or a bulb, right? Firefly, anything. The object which emits its own light, that we consider them as a luminous object. The non-luminous object which do not emit its own light. Okay, so chair, table, human being, all these are what? These are the non-luminous object. So how we are able to see the non-luminous object even though it does not emit the light? It is because of the phenomenon of reflection of the light. So basically what happened here, if suppose an opaque object is there or a non-luminous object is there, if we take a box here and a source of a light is there. So as the sunlight, it comes and strike on its surface, then it will get reflected or it will send back to the other direction. Okay, so here light came and it gets reflected or it gets sent back to the other direction, and then here it enters in our eye. Okay, so it enters in the eye, in the human eye, then we are able to see this box. So it is because of the process of the reflection we are able to see the things which is present around us. So what happened if a flower is there or a box is there or a chair is there, we are able to see when the light, when a beam of a light comes over it, it strike on its surface, gets reflected back, enter in our eye, then we see the object clearly. The same thing happened if suppose you are standing in front of a mirror. When you are standing in front of a mirror, at first the light, if a boy is there, okay, so at first the light will come to the human body or to that person, and then if a mirror is here, then it will goes or strike to that of the mirror, and finally it will enters into the eye of the boy again. So at first the light comes to us, it gets reflected to that of the mirror, and finally from the mirror it enters into the eye of the human, and due to which we are able to see our image in the mirror. So you understand by that the reflection is what? We can define the reflection, that is sending back of the light. Sending back of the light ray falling on an object. Okay, so sending back of the light rays which is falling on an object, that determines the reflection of the light. Now, if we see the different object, this shows the different amount of the reflection. Okay, so for reflection, the one thing which is very necessary, and that is a shining surface. Okay, so a shiny surface will reflect most of the light which is falling on it. So the reflection or the amount of the reflection which is done by an object, it totally depends upon the type of a surface. If an object is having the shiny surface, then reflection will be more, and if an object is having dull surface, then the reflection will be less. Like if you see a rock is there, so the surface of rock is dull, so the reflection of the light will be less. If suppose a mirror is there, very good example, mirror. So mirror is what? It is having the shiny surface. A silver mirror is having the shiny surface. So as the light fall on it, it will reflect all the beam of a light which is falling on it to the other direction. Okay, so the reflection of the light or the quantity of the reflection of the light in mirror will be more as compared to any other object. Now, when we talk about the reflection of the light, student, what happened in the reflection of the light? So if suppose this is a mirror. Okay, and a light, it came here, it falls at any of the point of the mirror, then it will get reflected. Okay, this is the so a ray of a light, it comes to that of the any point of the mirror and get reflected. This is what the reflection. On this basis, we will try to understand some of the term which is related to the reflection of the light. The first thing is the ray. Okay, is what? A narrow beam of a light is known as ray. So we can say ray is a narrow beam of light. Okay, narrow beam of a light is ray. If you see the ray, here you will see an arrow is there. Okay, so we had not taken all the beam of a light. To understand it very clearly, we have taken a single ray of a light. Although there are other rays which fall on the surface or the shining surface of any of the object, but we to understand the concept of the incident ray and that of the reflected ray, we have taken only one ray here. Now see here, when we call the ray is what? A beam of a light which is falling or which is coming to that of the object, that is the ray only. The property of the ray is, you can see here an arrow is there. So ray is having an arrow, and this arrow, it determines the direction of light. Okay, whether this arrow or this arrow. In both of them, you can see here this arrow is showing in this direction. It means the light ray is coming from this side and it's moving to the object. Then it get reflected, so the arrow of the light ray will be in the other direction. So, in the ray of the light, arrow is there which determines the direction of the light. So, it told about that in which direction the light is traveling. So, this is the first one, and that is ray. The second one is the incident ray. Incident. Incident ray is what? The ray before reflection, or the ray which strike on the surface of the object or which comes on the surface of the object. That ray we call it as a incident ray. So a ray before reflection, that is the incident ray. So incident ray, we can define it that the light hitting to the object. That is what? That is incident ray. So this is the incident ray. We can represent incident ray by small I. Then the next ray is this one, that is known as a reflected ray. Reflected ray. What is the reflected ray, student? The ray after reflection. It means the ray, the incident ray, it comes and strike on the surface and it get bent in the opposite direction. So the bending ray, the bend ray which moves to the opposite direction, that ray is called as a reflected ray. Okay, so we can say that the light which get reflected or which moves in the opposite direction after reflection or which leaves the mirror. Okay, so you can see here it is coming towards the mirror and it is leaving the mirror, that is a reflected ray. Okay, so reflected ray is the light going away from the object. Okay, so first ray, incident ray, which is hitting to the object, reflected ray, which after hitting it get bended to the opposite direction, or it is leaving the mirror. We represent reflected ray by small r. Now you can see here a dot structure is there, which is coming just middle to that of the incident and the reflected ray. So this dot structure, actually we call it normal ray. So normal ray is a ray which comes perpendicular to the object. Okay, here we have taken a mirror, so we can say the ray which is perpendicular to that of the mirror, we use the term for it, that is normal ray. So three rays are there: incident ray, reflected ray and normal ray. Although in your section, student, you have to understand only the two rays, that is the incident ray and reflected ray. Incident ray which comes towards the mirror hitting the object, reflected ray which leaves away from the mirror after reflection. Okay, one more thing is there, that is in your book you will see there is a angle I, angle R. So don't get confused with that. This is the angle only. Angle is what? When the two lines they intersect each other, then there is a formation of an angle. The same thing happened here also. A normal ray is coming and an incident ray is coming to this side. So both of them they intersected at this point. So this is known as a angle of incidence. Okay, angle of incidence we represent it by angle I. One more thing is there, that is angle R. Okay, so after colliding to this, after striking to this object, it send it back. So here also a ray is going and a normal ray, both of them are intersecting at the same point. So this, when the angle which is formed by that of the reflected ray and that of the normal ray, we call it a angle of reflection. We represent it by angle R and we call it as a angle of reflection. Okay, so angle which is formed by the incident ray and the normal ray, that is angle of incidence. The angle which is formed by the reflected ray and the normal ray, that is known as the angle of reflection. Incident ray is that ray which comes towards the mirror. Okay, that is the incident ray which leaves the mirror, that is known as the reflected ray. Normal ray which is coming perpendicular to that of the mirror. Okay, so these are some of the very important points in case of understanding the reflection of the light. Ray, student, whenever you draw a ray, one thing is important and that is you mention the direction. Okay, because the ray is with this arrow. It is always with this arrow. It means ray always indicate that in which direction the light is moving. So arrow is very important since it shows the direction of the beam of light. Now when we talk about the reflection of the light, students, so you see the reflection is possible, or you can say the reflection totally depend upon the type of a surface on which it falls. Okay, so if the surface is smooth, a surface is shining, then it will reflect all the light which is passing through it. Mirror. Mirror is one of the object which reflect all the light to pass through it. So mirror is what? It is an object which reduces absorption of light. Okay, so mirror, it reduces absorption of the light. So we can say that mirror is an object which reflect all the light falling on it. So mirror is what? It is an object which reflects all the light which is falling on it. Now if you see student, why is it so? It is because of the surface. The surface of the mirror is polished, smooth, shiny. Okay, so these are the characteristics on which we can say the reflection of the light is possible. If you see here, if you see in your house, what kind of a mirror we use, student? The mirror that we use at our house is actually the plane mirror. Plane mirror is, it is flat, it is smooth. Okay. So due to which we can see our image very clearly in the plane mirror. So plane mirror, it is having the smooth surface, it is having the shiny and flat surface, due to which the light ray which falls on the plane mirror will get reflected at all the beam of a light get reflected, and due to which the image is very clear. Now one more thing is there, that if you see the portion of the mirror, the one portion is very flat, it is very shiny, and the silver metal coating on the mirror, silver metal coating. This silver metal coating on the mirror, it makes the surface more shiny and more smooth, and due to which the reflection will be enhanced, or reflection of the light will occur more in case of the silver coating metal or silver coating mirror. If you see the mirror, at the back side of the mirror, student, a red paint is applied there. Why is this so? That the red paint which is applied on the back side of the mirror, it helps in reducing the transmission of the light. Okay, so that red paint, it reduces the transmission. So if the light will get less transmitted, then it will be get reflected, it will be sent back. Okay, so this is the mirror where the absorption is where the absorption of the light is less. It means the more reflection of the light will be there. The surface is a smooth, surface is shiny, and due to which all the light which is coming towards it, it will send back in the opposite direction. Now on that basis, we have divided reflection also into two types, and that is regular reflection and irregular reflection. So you see here, student, regular reflection, and the second one is the irregular reflection. Regular reflection and irregular reflection. So you see, we can understand with the help of a diagram. If suppose this is a mirror, what is that? This indicate this is a polished mirror. It means the other side of the mirror is painting. Okay, right now we discussed that it is painted so that it will reduce the transmission of the light. Okay, so this is the other side of the mirror which we show with the help of these small lines. Okay, so what happened if suppose a beam of a light falls on it? Okay, then as this beam of a light, which is an incident light, it falls on this surface, it will get reflected back. So it will get reflected back. Okay, so a beam of a light, when it falls on that of a shiny surface, it will get reflected back. Okay, what happened in the irregular reflection? Beam of a light, again it is coming here. Now you can see here some of the light will go to this direction, some of the light will go to this direction, other will go to this direction. So this is what it is, a regular reflection, and this is the irregular reflection. Why is it so? Let me explain to you people. You see here student, when you see this picture, you will see that the surface of this object is smooth. So it is having smooth surface. Okay, you can take any of the example like that of the mirror. Here you will see the surface. The surface is not smooth. Okay, so we can write here non-smooth or not smooth, anything. So any object you can take, like a paper, a piece of a paper. Okay, so this is the surface of a mirror and this is the surface of a paper. So what happened in a smooth surface, when a beam of a light, it falls on it, then it will reflect it with the same angle at which it comes to that of the object or strike to that of the surface. Okay, so beam of a light, the incident ray of a light, it coming and as it comes to that to this surface, it get reflected with the same angle. And why is it so? It is because of the smooth surface. Because of the presence of the smooth surface, it get reflected back with the same angle as it strike to the surface. What happened here, since the surface is not smooth, so the light ray which is coming on this surface, it get reflected back with a different angle, or you can say the light ray, it get reflected in a different direction. The reason that is, since the surface is not smooth, so the light, they do not move or do not send back to the same direction. It moves or it gets scattered into a different direction. And that is why when you see your face and a piece of a paper, you are not able to see the image on the piece of the paper. It is because of the non-smooth surface, the light rays, it is coming on that piece of a paper, it gets scattered or it get bent to the different direction with different angle. In case of the mirror, when you see in the mirror, you can see the image properly, because when a beam of a light, it falls on the mirror, on the surface of the mirror, it will reflect it in the same direction with the same angle. And such kind of a reflection in which the beam of a light get reflected in the same direction with same angle, that is known as a regular reflection. Okay, so in a regular reflection, the surface should be smooth, should be polished, so that all the beam of a light will, after striking, after reflection, it will bend to the same direction with the same angle. Okay, irregular reflection is with the non-smooth surface, where the beam of light, when it falls, it goes to the other direction with different angle. So this is the regular and irregular reflection. Now if you see, lot of examples are there in case of regular and irregular. So we can say that regular reflection is for student when an object or a mirror, it reflects all the light to the other direction at the same angle through which it strike the surface. Object. This is what it is, a regular reflection. If we talk about the irregular reflection, student, irregular reflection, it states that it reflects all the light in the other direction. Okay, so in an irregular reflection, we can write it, that is, Due to rough surface, all the light rays gets reflected in all the direction. Okay, so this is the definition of a irregular reflection. Before that was of a regular reflection. Reflection, they are responsible for the formation of the image of the object. So all those objects which are having the shiny surface, which are having the polished surface, they are responsible for the regular reflection. Since it throw back or it send back all the light with the same angle in the other direction, and thus it forms the image of the object. So a lot of examples are there. If suppose we had taken a candle, a burning candle is there, and we kept it in front of the mirror, then what happened? You will see the flame of that candle in the mirror. How is it so? Because the mirror, it is having the polished surface, so it will produces a regular reflection. Okay, so due to the polished surface, due to the smooth surface, all the beam of a light will send back to the with the same angle. Okay, so that's why the mirror, they are responsible for the formation of a regular reflection. You can understand with the pure water also. If a pure water is there, so pure water is also, or any kind of like glass, or any kind of a shiny surface or a smooth surface object, it will forms the regular reflection. In case of a irregular reflection, like that of a paper is there, or a wood is there, okay, or a plastic is there. So all these things are what? When the light will fall on it, it will get bent in all the direction, and due to which a proper image of the object will be not formed. So regular reflection, or we can say the polished surface or the smooth surface, are responsible for the formation of the image of the object, and if the surface is not smooth, then the image will be not formed. Okay, so this is the regular and irregular reflection.